Yes, the overtone series is a technique that should be practiced with whatever setup you've got. I'm currently on my classical setup, which is the D'Addario Reserve mouthpiece with the H-leg and Reserve 3 Plus reeds. Now, I've only had this mouthpiece for a couple of months, and it's been a brilliant thing for me to get back to this technique of playing the overtones to really center the sound that I'm able to get on this mouthpiece. So first things first, what is the overtone series? Some people call it the harmonic series, and they are very, very closely linked actually. The harmonic series and the overtone series, basically the same thing. On the saxophone, if we play a bottom B flat on our instrument, we're not actually hearing just that one sound. We're actually hearing a series of different notes above that, all mixed into one. And that series of notes is what we call the overtone series. So we've talked about what the overtone series is. How do we apply that to our playing, and how do we find in each of these individual notes in the overtone series, and how is that going to help us make a better sound on the saxophone? First things first, let's just try and get a nice, good, solid sound on that bottom B flat. Now, once we've got that sound, we want to try and find one of the other overtones. Now, I'm not going to ask you to aim for anything specific here. What I'm going to tell you to do is something with your mouth. What I want you to think of is a whoo sound. So when we're making the sound whoo, what we should feel is the tight, a little bit of a tightening of our embouchure at the sides, not at the bottom, at the sides of our embouchures. We should feel more of an ooh. Now, we should already have quite a strong ooh shape to our saxophone embouchure. We should tighten it a little bit more with this whoo sound. What else that whoo sound does is it changes the shape of the inside of our mouth, and the way that it does that is our tongue moves. Whoo, suddenly our tongue drops back, and our throat should feel like it's expanding a little. What I want us to do now is play that bottom B flat, then re-articulate that bottom B flat, but change the shape of the inside of your mouth by thinking that whoo, and see which note comes out. I'm going to guess that it's the F above the middle B flat, so the F with the octave key, or the B flat 2 octaves above the fundamental, which is your B flat with your octave key on. Have a go at it now and see which one comes out for you. So as I said, I'm guessing it was either the F or the B flat. If you managed to get one of those sounds, even if it was a little bit crackly, that is a brilliant start. I do find it a little bit trickier to get the first overtone, which is the B flat without your octave key. It tends to be a trickier one to get that, so don't worry too much if you didn't get that one to start with. If you got the F or the B flat, even if it was a little bit crackly, that's a brilliant start. Now, where to go from that and how it's going to improve our sound, we do need to try and find a good strong sound on that overtone. So whichever one you've got, whether it's the F, the B flat, or whichever note it is you've got, try and find a really consistent sound. And what we want to try and do now is play the actual fingering of that note. So if it was the F that you got, you want to finger a normal F with your octave key. Finger that F, play that F, and then move down to that bottom B flat, just to see what actually happens to the sound. Can you match that sound of the normal fingered F or the normal fingered B flat, whichever overtone you're getting with that bottom B flat, and can you slur down to that bottom B flat but still achieve that one note within the overtones? And I use this as a really good tone matching exercise. The tuning's not always going to be great because it's not designed for you to be playing this note perfectly in tune. But what we can do is try and achieve a really good, strong sound. And what I always find is that in my head, I'm playing a bottom B flat. So I need loads of air through the instrument. I need to make sure that my throat's nice and open. I need to make sure that I've got really good support. Well, really, we should be doing that on every note on the saxophone. So if in our head we're playing the bottom B flat, but we're actually achieving one of these overtones, we're tending to make a stronger, more fuller, richer sound. So I hope you did find at least some of that useful. Hopefully you managed to get one of those overtones out, even if it was just one and it was a little bit crackly. Do class that as success. It is a long road with this technique. It's not an easy thing to achieve. It does take a lot of working at, but little steps, finding that first sound and then working on it from there with some of the techniques that I've mentioned in this short video, that's the thing to do. When you've got that, you're going to improve your sound and you're going to find more consistency in that altissimo range of the instrument.